unfortunate. Looks like OBS crashed. But back online. Everything good now? Hopefully. Yeah, OBS crashed. Nah. Thank you. Okay. Alright. Don't know what that was about. Well, fingers crossed. Okay, I don't know what that was. Nope, it was a crash. Oh no. I'm feeling a pretty long stream tonight. I don't know. I'm feeling a very like, yeah, no, this is the energy today. Oh, but yeah, I gotta figure out what is causing that kind of crash to happen at some point. Should I get a? Oh, you're back. What do you mean I was strategically avoiding the stacks raid? What is that supposed to mean? Ugh. Should I stop playing this game and do something else? Many buckles. The top! Wait, did you say anything? I don't remember you saying anything about liking this top, though. Oh. Yikes. Atlas is 100% that switch, and would be very offended, in the same way that I'm sure you would be offended at being called straight. Or gay. It's partial identity. And you should know better, Raven. You should just know better. Bye, Switch Life. Exactly. Show some solidarity, man. Alright. I feel like it's not game energy. Shall we do a cocktail and figure out what would be fun to do? Or at least I feel like it's not Fire Emblem energy. Oh, great. Yeah, let's just scramble. Sure. Why not? Let's just scramble till we die, all of us. Thank you. Okay, let me see if I can remember. Hmm. 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 How should I do this? Yay! Okay, guys, I want a cocktail. I want to be drinking. I want to be like having a party in just my room. I mean, I had a beer. Does that count? That has to be it. I mean, that's it, right? Yeah! Booyah! Hell yes. Okay, what should I drink? I'm not drinking straight tequila. Come on, I'm not a heathen. Alright. Ah, no, fly. No, you're gonna destroy my setup. Oh my god. You guys, just. Actually. Alright, I was gonna say just play Scramble while I go get a drink, but actually, I'm gonna show you guys a thing. I'm gonna show you the source of. I'm gonna show you a source of a meme. I'm gonna show you a source of a meme while I make my drink. Actually, and then you can also scramble at the same time. And then you guys can all admire my awesome top, and I can tell you the story of how it's the. Never mind, I'll tell you later. Wait, what am I even doing? I don't have to do any of this. Well, I mean, I do. I need to go get a drink, but I can set you guys up, I believe, with the thing that I'm thinking of. Because I was just so proud of myself for finding it, because it was in goddamn March. It was long before any of this was anything. Yes, kitty. Oh my god, that's so weird. Oh my god, that's so weird. Stop it. Bizarre. Holy shit. Right, cat? Why is that so weird? No. Cut it out. Alright, we're gonna try this one more time. See if we get audio this time.
Shield nerding is over now. Yeah, so I spent like 20 years doing armored combat. So swords, shields, flails, polearms, daggers, axes, spears, everything. Yeah, dressing up in like, 12th century European armor, French mostly, 12th century Norman armor, and going to battle in giant melees of like anywhere between 4 to like 50 people. Let's just say I'm over 40. I always love doing that. It's good lighting. That's it. Lots of life experience. What can I say? Oh, this is the part of the stream that I love. Well, thank you. I try to laugh a lot. I think that's what keeps me young. That was just some bullshit I spun off the top of my head. I don't know. That's right, you did! Oh my god, I forgot. I forgot you didn't know before that. Oh. Nor should you. It was the day before my birthday, but yes, still an amazing birthday present. Thank you. Oh yes, you stumbled into a very interesting Twitch room. Not even us. We don't know. Yes. Yes, several of us in this room are dating. And, it makes the pandemic interesting. Alright, anything else we can eke out here? Ooh, Rakshasa. Yeah. Yeah, let's get a Rakshasa up in here. Yep. Okay. Okay. Oh. Well, try the dentist too? I don't know what to... Oh my god, that cod piece. That's amazing. Yes, just not the nurse while she's picking your arm. Well, you see, I was born in the 70s, and so... that. Yeah, Gen X. I mean, sorry. Gen X. Not that I care. Oh. Millennials! Ooh. Is it worth it? I don't think so. Alright. Now let's take a look at these. Okay. It's kind of true, actually, and I think you do a really good job of the e-girl persona. It's been a trip so far. That's true. You did kind of spawn the e-girl persona. Well, I mean, spawn. You were e-girl before e-girl was a thing. Yes, that is an excellent answer. Well, within the bounds of the Hefner equation. Do I want to... I'm not sure it's worth... Alright, we'll go with this one. See how that does. The Hefner equation? Sorry. Half the age plus 7. Yeah. Alright, let's do some more drama stuff. More drama! Get that expression up. Yay, go me. And how's that working out for you?
Welcome back. Hey.
Finally! It's true. You've stumbled into a very cozy group here. We are way too much fun to lurk. Hey!
Night.
Yeah, we better harvest these.
They look good. Great vegetables.
Would it help if I said I was 30 instead and I was just lying off this whole time? Ooh, more daikons.
Well, I'm excited to...
Yes. It's true. Oh! And harvesting them does not
Hey!
keep me from spending time with Dojima. Hey! Perfect. Okay. Stone two birds with one hit.
Hey! Ugh.
Oh, Dojima. Sasuke Dojima. Yeah, I knew about the progression of Dojima and Nanako.
Alright. Let's make some cocktails. Oh, cat. I feel like I was watching Raven and had some, like, okay, Raven was doing Hades, like, I will drink every time. No, not drink. My god. Holy shit. No, it was exercise. That's the opposite of drinking. It was, Raven was doing I will exercise every time I die in Hades. And I don't remember what I was thinking about at the time. But I had some sort of, like, vague idea that I was like, oh, I should do a, like, I'll do a thing every time something. And I completely forgot what I was gonna do. But, man, I just want to, like, chill and have, like, a very saff night. I feel very accomplished. I got on top of so much shit over the past couple of days. Like, big things. And I even have something like a working routine that involves getting up and going to a desk, doing important shit. And all of the crap. I even fucking set up a Discord. It doesn't work yet, but I did it, and it's moving a lot faster than my things usually do. So, because of the having a desk and then sitting at it and then doing work. Woof. Wait, you've just witnessed the birth of the "it's good lighting" meme. And, in fact, this was actually the top that I was wearing. Cat, you're in the way of the top. And, let's just say that you're looking at two tops. And I was only wearing one of them. Thank you, Cat. Very helpful. I have no idea if that was clear enough. Right. I gotta actually change the category this time. Although I kind of want to do art. Do I have any art that I can do? Art. If I call it, maybe it'll call back. I really feel like crafting. Do I have a very unfinished craft I can work on? That's just like... I mean, actually, part of what I was so excited about was that I did actually arrange all my art and craft supplies. Wonder if I should just do, like, quick stuff per requests and things. Not actually a very good drawer and painter. I mean, I don't know. My painting is okay, but, like, I'm not, like, good at quickly producing things that look like things. Aw, man, I know that I want to do a craft or an art. What do I want to do? Oh, I can feel it. I can prep this canvas. You all do a lot of tolerating of Saffron's off, and I appreciate it. I try to make it more or less worth it, on average. I know that it's not worth it 100% of the time that Saffron's off, but I try to keep it, you know, at at least chaotically often enough, worth it. Alright, let's grab... that needs to be reclaimed from garbage. Look at a good one. Ah, dang it. Okay. Yeah, this one's fine. Some stuff. What else we got? Ah. Okay. Canvases. That's not the right shape. I want to do art. Why art? Why won't you let me do you? Could paint. Craft. Why is this so hard? So close, I can feel it just like on the tip of my brain. Ow. Oh, right. Right. That makes sense. There we go. figure out how to put paintings up in concrete walls. Roger suggests Velcro, which I hope works. Yes. Okay, I certainly can relate. Alright. I am going to, for the first time ever, ever, change my category to art. I considered makers and crafting, but I think I'm still doing art. I'm not actually sure. All right. Yes, cat. Do you not approve of art? That's awfully conservative of you. Alright. I'm supposed to face this microphone, people keep telling me. And I think I just need some water and I can get started. Alright. Guys are about to learn the kind of artist slash crafter I am, which won't shock you. It's exactly as chaotic as everything else that I am. I've seen trouble more than any measure, but I've seen joy more than measure, and I'm still not done. I'm only halfway there, a million miles ahead of but there's still another million miles to come. And I've had so much like pretentious art education. I mean, thankfully, I think my more formative education as such in any art was not, and I think that gave me the appropriate leg up on being able to judge it harshly when I encountered it in the academic world a little bit more. And thank God, because I definitely only have any artistic pursuits in my life because I do it my own way. Right down to even my cosplay, makeup, all that shit, fashion. It's super weird to be a person who, like, among basically everybody in my life who knows me even casually, they think of me as an artist or artistic in a way that I know very well I would be controversial in a setting that was actually like artists, at least insofar as at least in the context in which I ended up exposed to. Cat. So these are all bits of pages from a book safe that I made for Mad Gamer Doctor. And it was super cool. It had like a drawer, like a working drawer, which was tricky. And I think it's Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. It is a very large book, like just a physically large book. Extremely well suited to being hollowed out. It was like a book safe slash drawer. I was very proud of it, and I decorated it with Persona 4 tarot designs, and I hollowed out this shaped compartment in it for a tarot deck for the Welcome to Night Vale tarot deck that he had gotten. I'm also just putting something together right now. Just kind of embarrassing. How does one... I kind of want to play music. Cat? Oh, that's why you guys have been doing this. They fell into a hamper in there. Climbing around on a hamper, and they fall in, and they're like, meow. But you're also a cat, so I know that you can get out of the hamper, even if you didn't expect to find yourself in that hamper. In fact, you used to climb in that hamper every time you find it. So, you're fine. Alright, it's too quiet in here. At the very least. Oh my god, you know what I should do? I should totally shiny hunt. but I think I probably don't even... Ooh! Yeah, I think I don't even have... Dang it. Do I have Pokemon? That's an idea. I can set that up for some time. There we go. Wow, nice leap. Right? Hey Bacon, how you doing? Awesome. You gonna stream tonight? Oh, is your wife out of town? And is it good? I have bought it, and I have not tried it yet. Thank you, Boomer. I've had a Discord for 2 seconds, and Boomer has been all over making sure everybody knows. But... Okay. Let me double check on that bot for ya. What am I doing? It's just a habit from when I'm setting things up. I just do it right here. Bot, what's up? Oh, hey, look at that. It's true. Dark in a funny way. Huh, I must have had a larger crash than I realized when I got disconnected. Hang on, Boomer. I'll tell you when it's back up. And yeah, okay, it's up now. I need to find a good image for this painting when I figure out if this thing even works. I mean, I see no reason why it shouldn't. Oh no, fly, go away. Ah. Helping. Are you helping? Are you helping me? Thank you. Thank you. $10? That's wild. Also, certainly excluding Aklis, who is in Vegas. So, unless I don't meet his exacting Discord standards, which I suppose is possible. My god, you are such a, like, just incredible, I don't know, hustler? Hype they? Hyperang? Heh. Hype cat. Oh, hype cat's the way to go. Excited to make some kind of sexy painting. I need an idea for a sexy painting. So we're just gonna make a canvas right now. Thank God for crafting. Gets out this, like... when I have this, like, incredible urge to make, but don't have the very, very, very specific means for, creating just, like, drawing art competently. Drawing and painting. Now, I have not painted in such a long time. Not like I did these. I did a lot of painting in 2020. And it was awesome. I just I lost a little bit of momentum. And I had no real I lost a lot of momentum, and then the whole Twitch thing started happening, and then I didn't really know where to go with that. I mean, it's not really even that dramatic. I just did not, my latest big painting is just sort of in an unfinished state, just over there, waiting for attention. And in the intervening time, while I was doing things, I ended up streaming. So then that started taking up a lot of my artistic attention and free time. But I have been feeling it coming back recently. I've been feeling it coming on. But it's like a tough train to catch, because I'll feel it coming on, and then it's I gotta get a combination of energy, time, and most importantly, by far, inspiration. I need to have a specific thing that I can picture and get references for, and start actually executing on, and executing on well enough and often enough that I get some kind of momentum. It's like anything else, except that I find it harder to do with visual art. I go years and years without actually doing any of it. And I had this amazing run in 2020 of actually painting. It's a little sad because I documented basically every step of this painting here. And the thing that makes me sad about it is that there are definitely steps where I think that the painting, the portrait part of the painting, actually looked better. Because I think it got a little bit overly dark, and lost a little bit of its dimension. But yeah, I was doing this series of self-portraits with this series of nude self-portraits that were with nerdy references, that captured an important like transformation that I was going through at the time. Basically, my transformation into staff. Honestly, that's really what was happening. Basically, it was using like these nerdy references as sort of metaphors for like the aspect of the way that I was feeling that I did not want to lose. So this one is Margot the Destroyer, and the quote there is I am always angry, from the greatest episode of media that's ever been created. I can't watch it without crying. I don't want to. Watching it is a religious experience for me, especially around other people. And I have this unfinished Sailor Moon transformation painting that I'm really excited to get back to. When I almost did that, the rave shower stream, I was ready. I don't know if I was gonna do it or not, but I did actually have the tools necessary to do a thing that I used to do when I was in high school, which is I would take a shower and I would bring watercolors. I just sort of like stick them on the wall, and I would just sort of like I'd put on music, and I just sort of dance, and I'd paint while I was showering. And I did actually I do my watercolors are currently in the bathroom. I don't know why I got the sudden urge to like. Well, no, I do. It's because I was doing the rave shower, and I remembered that I used to do that. In fact, I wrote part of a college essay. I referenced that I did that as in part of a college essay that I wrote. You know, I don't think I've ever talked about this on the channel, but I used to be a professional college admissions consultant. And my specialty was personal statements. And I had this real talent for talking. Oh, this is kind of like one of those weird things where it's like, I've said this to people before, but never on Twitch. And on Twitch, it seems like it would come off much different. It would come off more like, oh yeah, sure, you're a Twitch streamer, that makes sense. But like when I just tell people in real life, I think it probably lands differently. But I have this sort of like, I had this like reputation and like talent for like getting to know a kid really well, and like just getting like figuring out like the angle of like what their passion was, and like what the concept for the essay could be. So I would just sort of like, I just developed a real talent for like talking to the kid and figuring out like I ended up sort of just like being a confidant slash therapist slash just like getting to know these kids, and like because they don't have the context to know what, like for them like their life is just their life. They don't know what about it would be interesting to other people per se. So I just sort of like talked to them until I like found that spark about them. And then I would, you know, figure out like how we could turn that into a concept for an essay, and then I would instruct them on how to go about that and help them through the process. But I was just really, really proud of the fact that my boss, my colleagues, like they knew me as like the topic savant. Like when they had a student that they just like they couldn't get like, you know, an interesting topic out of it, or they couldn't get an interesting take out of, or whatever, they would like send them to me. Or if the essay itself was like flat and they couldn't seem to get more out of it, they would send them to me, and I would do this whole thing with them, figuring them out. And it was tremendously fulfilling. There were bad parts of it, but the worst parts of it, like the worst version of it, was when this was my job in Vietnam. But one of my colleagues that I met through that job ended up starting their own company, and that person like did it like, you know, has very high-minded ideals and stuff, and also talent. So when I started doing work for them, like a lot of the really shitty aspects of it like evaporated, and it was pretty much just fulfilling. And the best part... Hi! How's it going? I'm vaguely reminiscing about stuff. How are you doing? Yay! Oh my god, that was so unbelievably sweet. Holy shit, thank you. Oh my god. Oh, that's like weirdly becoming a bit of a thing. Like a tone shift that started happening like very recently. I think since I started getting my groove back. Where like 2 days ago, two people, but like one in particular, made a whole thing of like, I'm gonna do some stuff to distract you so that you don't notice like, but again, like the whole like, oh, I'm not subbed here kind of tone. I'm just like, oh my god, when did I become a person that you're like, oh wait, I never did this? Like, oh man, that's like actually, I was just talking, I keep mentioning this like wonderful, just, I mean, you can imagine, it's like, you can imagine the sort of like magical therapeutic day one might have with a Roger. I had that magical therapeutic day with Roger yesterday. And, one of the things that we were talking about was like the sort of like the invisible markers of like Twitch phase shifting. And I was just sort of describing my observation of these like weird little details about things that would change about Twitch with me like over time, but like weirdly quickly, because that's like one of the things that I keep sort of like trying to stress to people who I don't know if they have this context of like how fucking quickly this all happened for me, and like how you know, how tricky it's been for me to like try to keep up, and how a lot of my rougher edges, you know, like my not totally together botting, and that I don't have a Discord, and that like, well, I mean, I do now. I've had it for one day. But you know, like a lot of my Twitch execution is not fully polished, and it's not even remotely because I haven't been, you know, like really putting in a lot of work. It's that I kept sort of like having a priority that made sense for where I was, and then like a different priority would then present itself before I could finish. So like I've been playing catch up, and like I've been one of the reasons why I've been feeling today that like, you know what, I'm just gonna like keep like I just feel like I want to keep streaming. When you clock off, the work continues by socializing and networking. So that's the thing, right? Like there was a moment where like the most important thing for me to be, or not the most, where like a clear and important priority for me was, it was clear to me that the priority should be like, okay, you should start doing some networking. And like very quick, like, and this was like right on the heels of like, oh, you should really like get some emotes. You should really like, you know, get a bot that does these basic things, and then like, oh, you should really clean up your bot so that it does these things, or like, and then it's like, oh, how do you not have a Discord? And just like, oh man, it just or like, oh, you know what? Actually hold everything and get a goddamn desktop computer. So like literally like I just started streaming from a desktop computer, and I just got a Steam account because I'm not gonna get away without that any longer. Yeah, like I've been very much just like, and the thing is, it's not been stressful for me. I can see how it would be stressful for most people, but in many ways it just reminds me, the like just barely kind of on top of just enough to be able to keep it going kind of reminds me of how like ADHD has always felt, except with this it's actually rewarding, as opposed to all the other times and ways. But yeah, so like I've always been like, I'm like, I feel like I'm somewhere between like 50 and 80% done with most of the things that like have become like had at some point become clearly the main thing that I should be doing. And I know that I'm gonna catch up. But you know, it's been really gratifying that even though I haven't like been able to catch up, the main reason for that is that like the phases keep changing for me, where like what seems to be the the thing that is most noticeable about the most noticeable thing that needs some work, per like the level, and more importantly like the type of engagement that I'm getting. But yeah, like, you know, like there was a period earlier where it was like, okay, you need to do some stuff so that this is like, you know, so that people will follow or whatever. And then it was like, oh shit, like people are starting to follow. Like, oh shit, wait, people are subbing. I wasn't expecting people to sub. Like, oh shit, I need to get like on top of my emotes and whatever. And then like, oh, like just like, oh shit, you need to get on top of your bot because it's like freaking out now. And then like, you know, oh, your community is like, this is what your community is starting to develop like a character, and so you need to do a couple of things to like stay on top of that. Oh my god, it just like, it's been amazing. It's been an adventure. I've loved it. I hope it doesn't sound at all like I'm complaining, because I'm not. Hi. Yeah, it's been like a lot of incremental, like subtle, like I can see it. It's like a small, weird little thing, right? Like, you know, uh, like way at the beginning, um, there would be like a couple of sub bombs and like, you know, gift subs from people, not necessarily, like some of them were anonymous, so I don't actually know who they were, but like I understand, especially now, that like the mechanics of what were happening was like a person who was invested in some way for some reason in um wanting to, in like wanting me to succeed or wanting to support me or whatever, and like basically like trying to create a hype train or whatever, but like really very much being a person who gave me a push in a moment. And that being like, yeah, I mean, I stream and then like I create a space here, I create content, whatever, and then like um sometimes a person will like drop some gift subs because they want to push forward like a vibe in a moment or something. um and that used to be like the tone or character of like a thing that might happen. um and then one day I realized that like, you know what's happening now that never happened before? Like, I'll stream, like, and most of the time that I'll stream, I'll get like one or two subs, and that used to never happen. That's like a that's like a subtle change, where it used to be like, oh, I would only get subs in these like big, like exciting moments when there's like a whole, you know, a whole thing where people are like making an effort to do something special, and like most of it is like gift subs from one, and like a thing that changed is like, yeah, I'll start to get like I'll start to just like on many of the streams, on most nights, I'll get like one or two people who are just like, yeah, I'm not like participating in a whole big thing or whatever. I'm just like I've been hanging around, I've been participating, whatever. One or two subs, and they're just like, wow, that's like a phase shift, right? Like a different kind of like just like a weird subtle thing changed, and that was a thing that didn't happen. Now it is a thing that happens sometimes, and like, oh good night, my Discord champion. Thank you so much. But yeah, it's been super interesting. I love to. This is just like how I am with media and everything else, and psychology and social psychology and politics and well, political science. But I like to just sort of like observe the little, just like try to observe what's happening. Actually, this is why I've been good about figuring out ways to cope with my ADHD stuff, because I'm very good at watching myself think, watching my brain work, and figuring out what and why things are happening. If something is coming up, I'm good at like investigating and figuring out like why it's happening and figuring out, you know, ways around it so that it's not a problem anymore. It's just like the way that I think. I really enjoy it. And watching it on Twitch has been the most literally zero context start of a thing that I've gotten to do that with, where I'll watch how bits of it just kind of evolve and work and change. And like, it's not a thing that I just have a bunch of like, you know, like you grow up around people your whole life, so when you get an interest in trying to understand how they work, you grow up in some way, in some kind of political context your whole life. Like, you will grow up with media around you your whole life. Like, most of the stuff that I've done this with, I've had like a lifetime of some kind of either background knowledge, context, or whatever. Twitch, it's all been completely new. I've been seeing this all completely from, like, you know, completely from scratch. So, my observations are like, you know, they change really rapidly, and a lot of them are like live in real time. And part of it is that like I don't know where it's going. I don't know how it's going to change at any given time. So you know, like I didn't know that there would be this like subtle shift in the character of like the thing that I should be prioritizing that would change, you know, here like at, you know, at any given time. I don't know that those things are coming. I just like they just arrive, and I get to like watch what happened or why, or not why. I never really know why, but I can see sometimes that like, oh yeah, no, this explains something about like this other, you know, streamer that I watch, like how they do things or make decisions or engage or whatever. Like maybe something that like contextualizes that for me will happen to me, and it'll become something that I understand. You know, like Discord, right? Like there was plenty of time there where like nobody asked me about Discord. I didn't know that Discord was such an important thing for Twitch. I had no idea, right? And then like something subtly changed, and all of a sudden it was weird that I didn't have a Discord. Which is cool, right? Like, so then, you know, like I do it. It's not like there's like an active harm to the fact that I'm learning as I go. It's like how I learn things. It's actually just like very par for the course for me in many ways. It's just Twitch has not been something that has been really eager to punish me for it, for the way that I learn or the pace that I learn at. It's not like, you know, if Twitch were a conventional job that I had applied to in a conventional way, where I had a conventional boss, who, you know, like read my resume and interviewed me and all that stuff, like if it were that kind of work, in my experience, not on purpose, not proactively, but they're kind of looking, you know, my entire learning process becomes like a narrative of all of the ways that I have failed or whatever, like, and man, Twitch has never made me feel that way, right? Like I'll kind of like just phase shift into a point where like, oh, your priorities were, you know, like screwing around with whatever. I was like screwing around with like stream loots and things because it's just like, yeah, like I just want to, I'm just curious about the kinds of things that are out there and whatever. And all of a sudden it was like, oh, why are you screwing around with that? You're like, your bot doesn't work properly, and like you don't have like you now have subscribers and no emotes, and like just like it just became clearer and clearer that like um oh, like, okay, and this was the thing that I was paying attention to, but like things have changed, and that's not actually the thing that you should be paying attention to right now. Like, you can pay attention to this at a different time, but these are the things that need to be taken care of first. It's been really, really cool to be able to like sit back and watch Twitch tell me what it wants from me. Like, I think I have a knack for being able to listen to I guess not non literal things like that. Like, sort of hearing the like I hope that the rest of what I said gave enough context to make that make sense, because yeah, I'm you guys have seen me say good boy at any number of like inanimate objects. I just sort of interact with everything in a very I sort of personify things, and I sort of like interact with things and like, do I understand you? How are you working? What do you want? Why are you scared? Like, whatever. Like so I sort of hear Twitch telling me like, oh yeah, no, I know that you thought that this was a good time to be focusing on X, Y, or Z, but like, actually, like, stop this. This isn't, like, stop it. This is not working. Go fix this. Aw, yay. That's wonderful. Thank you. Aw, thank you. Yeah, I absolutely care about it. I care about it a ton. Um, I think it's a thing that, like, I don't know. This is sort of the more touchy-feely, like, my brain sort of explanation for it. And then the more, like, I guess, I don't know. I feel like the way that the stuff that I experience this way is, like reflected back at me often is in terms of, like, me having instincts or something around, like, Twitch. And I wouldn't say that I have those instincts inherently. I think it's more that I have something of an ear for listening to it telling me like how to course correct or what direction it wants me to go in. I don't think that I was gonna. I really don't think that I was gonna get much further without a Discord without it being weird. It was definitely just like on the verge of being weird. And similarly, like when I got a real webcam, oh, for fuck's sake. When I got a real webcam, it was also like when it was right on the cusp of starting to be weird that I did not have one. Bots indeed. Isn't he a wonderful little cloud? He doesn't have, you know, the very spiky hair or the giant swords of your traditional clouds, but he's a good little cloud. like I've actually had to go through my Twitch alerts in the last couple of days because like in a period where like the important thing for me to do was to be like focusing on networking, there were sort of a bunch of places where I was like sort of wanting to check out more in more detail, and then like today I was just like, man, I'm like following with notifications a bunch of people that like I never actually got a chance to check out, and now I have a bunch of people who I actively interact with a lot that I like either want to check out or like just want to spend more time with, want to spend more time in their communities and in their discords and in their chats, and like I should not be getting notifications of people that I've like just never ever interacted with, because like in a time when I was you know, when the right thing for me to be doing was to like actually like start networking, I had sort of you know, identified them as like an interesting place to like start, you know, start hanging out or whatever. So like I'm in this weird situation of like, oh, I'm going through my the streamers that I'm following and trying to figure out if they're like which ones I have actually like hung out with, interacted with, whatever, and which ones were like, oh yeah, I keep meaning to hang out here, but like no, like right now I have actual human beings that I like am invested in, who are invested in me, that like I right now I need to like go and spend time there with those people. And like that's a really good example of a way that like, you know, things just shift, and they shift so fast that like, yeah, I haven't even had a chance to like go through and differentiate actively between the people that I identified when like the main thing that I was doing was like, yeah, go network some, versus like now where I'm like, no, I have like networking happened, networking occurred, and now I like have a bunch of people that I'm just like, yay, I want to go and like spend time with you and check out your stream more and like hang out in your community and chat and stuff, and like I can't I can't just keep getting notifications for people who I've like never actually like heard of really, because like back when I was networking they seemed interesting. But yeah, that's like a great example of things moving just so fucking fast, and I'm like, wow, I have to like just change tack so often. I remember every single time I change tack, I think I'm gonna be doing it for a lot longer than I like doing it at the level that I'm doing it, like for a lot longer than I end up actually doing it. Which is why so many things feel like half baked and half finished. Like, you know, when I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna work on this bot. Like my bot has been half finished ever since it like appeared, because like the first day I was affiliated, someone was like sub age or whatever. I was like, what is happening? I don't even like uptime or whatever. I'm just like, what is? I don't. So like I was like, okay, fine, sit down, find some time to do your bot, whatever. And I just thought I'd have weeks, but like suddenly it was like, no, stop spending time screwing around with your bot. You should go and like network, and you should go and then it was like, no, stop doing like networking. You have to like slow down and like actually like, you know, people like you have to like make sure that the stuff that like you have subs now, you need to make sure that they're getting like that they're getting the stuff that they want, and like make sure that they have like, you know, like get some emotes, make sure that you're engaging, make sure that you are that like this their things actually function, like get something like a schedule, or at least something like some kind of regularity or whatever, like just do something to thank them. This was a big milestone. Like it's moved really fast, and I've loved it, and I've loved that for once I can enjoy the experience of like like it's an experience, a whole ass experience. Like Twitch has been this beautiful brand new from scratch experience, and I've gotten to just experience it without any sort of like, you know, big pressure, or without supervision, or without like, you know, fake metrics that I have to like meet in order to make someone happy, in order to make sure that I can keep getting paid or what. Just like all of the things that have kind of spoiled the nicer things of it being able to enjoy life have been absent from this experience, which has been great. It's been incredible. It's been like, this is what it's like to just experience a new thing without like all of that extra stuff that being you know, not neurotypical, and you know, all the other things that I had to make sure that I was constantly on top of proving all the time, and disprove, and all the like the negative things that the negative assumptions that I had to disprove, and just all that stuff. It's just like free from all of that stuff. I just get to experience a thing and take it at my own pace, and everyone's just like happy with that. Everyone's fine with it. I'm not always on top of my shit, but that doesn't seem to bother anybody. Nobody thinks that I'm lazy. Nobody thinks that I don't care. They're just like letting me figure it out. It's great. I just love how full a life I have now. For a lot of different reasons. It's not just about Twitch by any means. I had a truly, like, transcendent experience with Roger. And, like, it was one of those things where, like, you know, when you feel yourself becoming, like hitting the next stage of intimacy of friendship with somebody. And, it's that kind of thing. Like, it was so magical. It was like feeling someone, start to become, like, the next stage of, like, important in each other's lives. And also, it hasn't really had very much at all to do with Twitch. Twitch was like a weird happy accident there. But you know, we've been acquaintances for a very long time, and we've been becoming closer for most of 2020, largely because last year, the way that the entire, felt like the world, certainly the country, like, all of a sudden became extremely and harshly aware of / fixated on racism for the first time, was a thing that was like, it was an experience. It was a unique experience for the POCs, I think. And Roger was an immensely important mentor for me that I really needed. And that was like a very rare and crucial role that he could fill for me for a long time, and it gave us an avenue for increased intimacy, that, you know, like, I had no idea how involved he was in Twitch, and when I started doing it completely by accident, it just was like this weird thing that, like, oh yeah, no, this is actually a big thing for, I had no idea. It had never been an aspect of, you know, our friendship before for me to know anything about his relationship with Twitch before. And he didn't even completely show his hand about how big a thing Twitch was for him. I just sort of, like, when this weird thing happened where I started to do well, and he started to, like, get, I think, like, invested in the kind of content that I was creating. It was, like, only at that stage that it started to become clearer that, like, oh yeah, no, this is, like, a big part of Roger's, like, life. And actually, it turns out that he's somebody who can, like, be an immense source of, like, I don't know, mentorship. And it's not even something that, like, I've actively engaged in very much, just beyond, like, every once in a while, like like, I think that one of the really wise things about Roger as this particular type of friend is that he did not like come in and try to dictate very much to me. He basically just kept like he kept very like every time I'd be like, hey, I don't know what I'm doing, he'd just kind of like say something supportive and kind of back off and kind of let me find out that I could figure it out for myself. And as I kept doing that, I think that as I kept like rising to the challenge of figuring it out for myself without having my hand held, I think like he I don't know. I'll have to ask him, because I definitely got the sense that he was doing that when I woke up, turned around, realized that at some point I had decided that I was going to do this full time and that I loved it and that it was meaningful to me. And I kind of turned around and there was Roger right there, like, all ready for me to have made that decision and, like, to cheer me up and support me. But, like, I think he really wanted me to get there myself, which is incredibly wise. I've had people, like, push me into things on the strength of mostly their confidence in me. And I think Roger really let me prove to myself that I could do it before he would, like, more proactively support me in, like, a, you know, in a like more traditional, like, way. And that is just, my god, like, that is an incredible friend. And I love that the way that it started had absolutely nothing to do with Twitch. It was just us sort of, like, naturally becoming closer because of things that were going on in both our lives, and I won't speak for any of the things that were on his side. They were different from the things that were on mine. Where we were kind of, like, we were able to play unique roles in each other's lives. Wait, what? Wait. Oh my god. Shit. Well, fuck. Okay. Oh my god. Thank you. Thank you so much. Anonymous. Thank you. And cheers now. Did you? Wait. I didn't. Okay, so let's be clear. I was doing the thing, which I'm gonna be. Oh my god! Of course, there's a fucking hype train, guys. Oh. Anonymous cheer. Who cheers anonymous? For fuck's sake, ask me to do something fun. Like, give me something to do with all of this gratitude energy. I was having a very chill, like, I'm crafting quietly with this, like, cloud cat, and just, like, you know, vaguely musing on a friendship that I have. What the fuck? Is this, like, just your like, oh, God, is this just, like, your, God, I can't even get this, like, burn out. It was a good burn. Is this just, like, your disapproval of the wholesome energy just, like, being expressed through, like, no, god damn it, you're trying to, I was being so wholesome, and you're trying to knock me off of my nice reflection about my nice friendship. Dang it. Do I know what to do? I forgot what I was supposed to do. Oh, ice cream! Thank you. Thank you for reminding me. I have the ice cream burrito. And it's almost done, too. This is the same ice cream burrito. I never know fucking what to do, especially when it's anonymous. I can't even fuck. Man, somebody's just like, I'm gonna troll away your nice chill energy, like, just kind of reflecting quietly about the happy, grateful gratitude that you have in your life. God damn it. Morning? I swear to God, I thought it was like 10 p.m. Jesus. wait, you said that and you forgot? Oh, you forgot that I have a thing that I'm supposed to do? I'm supposed to eat this, like, log of ice cream? Jesus! Oh my god, Python, really? I had no idea all this time had changed. Oh my god. Yes, Cowcat. Cowcat wants to eat some of this ice cream log. He's allowed. Oh my god, level 5, 130. Holy shit. Final level. Oh my god! Shit! Guys, that was fucking fast. Thank you! Oh my god! Oh my god, a cat just came out of the hamper. All the cats are here to dance around for the hype train. I'll give you guys some Triforces. What am I doing? Triforces. Oh, cat, don't walk on that. There's glue on that. Fine. You do what you want, I get it. Triforces. Thank you, guys. Oh my god, he's just rocking back and forth. Look at that. Oh my god. That was amazing. He's created a seesaw. Cat saw. Thank you. Aww. Oh, baby. Did you enjoy your seesaw? Did you get glue on you? Your name is Cowcat. Yay! Okay. You can have some. Satisfied? Nope. Like some more? Okay. Thank you for helping me, Cowcat. Baked dessert. Oh, my favorite baked desserts? Could you name a few? Because I don't actually... My relationship with food is one where, like, I like things, but I never learn what they are. And my relationship with decision making is ADHD. Too many choices. Give me some options. Yay! Hype train success! Thank you guys! Yay! Holy shit! Oh my god! Guys, do you know how... Oh, that was so sweet! Holy shit! Oh. Man. That was weird. That was like the good weird. Like, the finding out you like butt stuff weird. Python, honestly, as long as it... No, don't drink that! That has... That's literally fucking... Ugh! That is literally glue water. Don't drink that. I shared ice cream with you. Anyway. Python, literally, as long as it doesn't have strawberries, I'm sure I would love it. Whatever it is. Thank you, Cowcat. That was very helpful. The log is doing pretty well. It used to be a very big log. And now it's a very small log. at 1 in the fucking morning. Jesus. Also, how did a hype train just happen when I was like... Stop drinking the goddamn... Hat. Stop. Chocolate. I'm a basic bitch and I love my chocolate. And I'm also fairly, I don't know. I'm a basic bitch and I love my chocolate. I miss chocolate. I haven't had enough chocolate. Alright, are we done with the seesaw, boys? Get it back. Thank you. Man, not only was that like a ridiculously wholesome thing to start hype training over around, it's fucking wild that like... I mean, look at this shit I'm wearing. And these cats being impossible and adorable. And like, 0 of those things were the things that y'all wanted to like hype over. Man. You know what you're doing? You're taking Ranty Girl, and you're restoring my faith in the world. Cow baby. And cream puff. Is this cream puff because this is Cloud, right? Huh. Yay, Python! That sounds awesome. We can have a really fun... Stop drinking the... This is glue water. Cut it out. No, it's glue water. This is why I have to have covers. Cloud baby, cream puff, and cow baby. I thought it was cow cat, but I mean, he can be all of them. Cow baby and cream puff and Cloud. And my little Cloud. Yep. Hello. Yeep! Okay. I want to continue, but I'm afraid that you being actively on top of this right now means that you will definitely just, like, glue up your paws and then cause some kind of just amazing new night, like, just incredible, unprecedented new cat nightmare for me. Oh, perfect! Python, do that, yeah. No, I love to be, like... I love to be a good excuse for people to do what they want to do anyway. That sounds like a very me kind of thing. That's why, like, I love it when people are like, man, I want to do whatever, like, I want to, I don't know, dye my hair, but, and I'm just like, I give you permission. Come here for permission to do the thing that you want to do. I'll give it to you. Guys, you guys are gonna take, like, Shouty Girl, like, Shouty Righteous Indignation Rant Girl, and turn me into a person with their faith in humanity restored. And I don't know. Is this all just a troll? I come out here in these skimpy clothes and nerdy cosplays with these funny cats and all that shit, and you guys reward me for being nice? I don't know. Sounds sus. I can't believe it's one in, like, I cannot believe it's 1 in the morning, holy shit. Oh man. Oh guys, I'm so back. I love this. I love that I was playing and then like I almost fell asleep and I didn't and got back into it. I love that I actually this is the first time that I did figuring out a cosplay live on stream and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I'll be better at it next time because I won't have done it completely impulsively. And I'll have it set up a little bit better. But it was great, and oh man, Boomy running around and just like they're such. Oh, you should ask Python because Python has put their face in these boys when I was traveling. Oh, Python, I'm doing that again. I'm traveling again. I'm meeting Atlas's parents. If you want to put your face in more boys, later this month. Like in 2 weeks. Hooray! You're the best. Ah, I'm glad that you can bring joy to others, boys. I mean, I'll ask Blank too. This time I'll actually know what the fuck I'm doing with my keys. I apologize for that. Although it shouldn't be an issue because this time I'm actually well, no, I'm not. I'm traveling with Atlas there, but I'm not traveling back. They are good boys. I think. I could just be brainwashed. Because I do seem to be sort of behaving often like someone who does not have good boys. No, they're good boys. They're very good boys. What am I talking about? They're such good boys. Yes. Cloud Boy is Chill Cat. Cream Puff is spicy like a ginger snap. He's a spicy orange cookie like a ginger snap. Cow Baby is like, okay, so Cow Baby is like, I don't like you, and then he's like, you've been gone a long time. I didn't miss you. I didn't miss you. He's looking at me like, what, are you making fun of me? Yes. Yes, I am. Oh man, I'm so happy. Guys. I found my place in the universe. And I love it. God, it's nice to finally belong. Keep having these like flashbacks to like how I'm used to being responded to when I'm being completely authentically myself. And it's usually something along the lines of, you talk too much, or you're too sensitive and emotional, or you're too whatever. Just, or you take things too seriously. Why don't you lighten up? Or like, I don't know. This is the one place where I just like, I get these ways and I'm like, some part of my brain is half braced for the consequences and like to try to not feel too bad about myself when somebody says something. I'm like, oh, you're a lot, Saf. You know, try to still maintain my identity and all that stuff. I'm just like, oh my god, I'm here, and just like the more I'm me, you guys are just like, we like you. Yeah, I mean, I am a lot, and just like, I don't object to being a lot. It's just that I've always been told things that I am in tones of like, you know, stop or disapproval or like, ugh. And this is the one place where I'm told the same things with approval. You know how meaningful that is? I found my place in the world. Oh my god, Python, you are a lot. It's fantastic. And, like, I do not say that lightly. Fully have what? I think I lost the thread of my own thought, and I think you were responding to it, and then I have no idea what happened. But yeah, Python, believe me, my standards for someone being a lot are pretty high. And I admire you for managing to be so much a lot. Hooray! Let's all be a lot together. Yay! Yay, so much yay. I love everything about the way that my life is shaping up. Aww. Yeah, and I mean, don't get me wrong, like, knowing that I don't need the approval of others is how, when I had these experiences over the course of my life, you know, like, oh, Saf, you're a lot, oh, Saf, you're too loud, or you're too, you know, you care too much about this, tone it down, or you are, you know, you're too, you know, too weird, like, tone it down. Just, aw, yay, Raven. Like, all of the ways that, like, I've, you know, like, I've known that I don't need these people's approval necessarily. I mean, I guess often I did, right? Like, often it was like, well, this person is my boss, or my lead, or whatever. But anyway, it's not important. The point is, there's definitely a difference between knowing that I don't need y'all's approval and, like, the experience of having it is still incredibly meaningful, right? Like, you guys are giving me something that I never even thought to want because I was so heavily trained to not think, to just, like, believe that it was not for me, right? Like, this is the thing, it is not for you, though. So I was like, well, okay, and I had accepted it. So, like, I know that I don't, like, need your approval. I don't need, like, the approval of, I don't know, Twitch as a concept. But that doesn't change the fact that, like, my god, it's life-changing to experience something like that for the first time. And of course it's going to be something that I'm outrageously grateful for, and it's going to shape me, right? It's going to shape me. It's going to shape how I see this and, like, all of this and all of you and this whole, like, this platform, this whole universe, and what it achieves and what it can do. How powerful it can be. Yay. Oh, yay. Because, like, also, like, the internal part of this, the part of this that hasn't been social, but just the part inside of me has been the part of me that's, like, had, you know, like, like, you guys have seen me be, you know, small scale, be like, oh my god, I have this, like, crazy idea, and I'll do something, and it's like, you know, it's ambitious for a stream, right? I'll do this thing where I'm just like, I'm gonna run around, I'm gonna do this show, I'm gonna do this weird thing, I'm gonna see if I can do this thing. I have an idea, I just want to see if I can do it. Like, I can have very creative and powerful ambitions, but I've always known that, like, you know, like, what can I do with them? I can't actually, like, follow them through because the blocks have mostly been, you know, external, and then the external blocks create internal ones because, like, you know, then my brain stops me from trying to do something that it's learned that, like, you're gonna put a bunch of energy into this and you're gonna get stopped. So, like, but man, this is the first time that, like, all of my dreams and ambitions, all of my thoughts, like, you know, because Raven just put Saf coins into the RPG demo stream thing, and, like, do you know how big a dream that is for me? It's the, like, I was talking earlier about media and stuff. Like, I care so much about media. Media raised me. Like, I was not going to be raised in a healthy way by, you know, like, a very Muslim family in like the 90s in, like, New York. Like, that was not gonna happen. Oh, yay. Oh, yay, Raven. Thank you. And for me, it's like, oh, I'm not alone. Other people actually want things that I want to make for me. Yeah, oh. And that's, like, very clearly very, like, Roger's thing as well. And, man, like, I love that aspect of Twitch, too. But, man, I've never even known what it's like to have to feel myself keep getting more and more excited about something that I'm doing and get more and more ambitious about what I want to achieve with it, and more specifically me, right? Like, as opposed to that ambition being like, and then in order to achieve this ambition, this is the way that you need to cut out your saftness, the way that you need to tone down your saftness, the way that you need to be more like everybody else. And, like, instead, yeah, totally. Instead, I just, like, I keep getting more me and, like, more wild and more, like, I just do whatever the fuck I want, and I tell you guys about, like, the stuff that I want to do. And getting approval from that as opposed to side-eye, I've never gotten to hold on to dreams this long. I've just never gotten to follow through what, like, ambition and dreams, like, I'm gonna finally create my own, like, long-form narrative that meets my standards. Oh. Yay. Guys, that's all amazingly wonderful and sweet and fantastic and meaningful, and oh my god. Oh, yay, thank you. I totally, like, lost a train of thought and everything. Because you're saying that, like, as an energy that, like, that's the energy we wish we could bring to the world. Oh, yeah, like, it's this, like, man, it's like the first, like, just pure positive circle thing that I've been a part of, where, like, I bring an energy, or like a series of energies, frankly, to, you know, my content that I want to normalize, and that I want to model, and that I want to, like, just all these things that and then people who are like, I want to support this type of thing, like, support publicly, and then I feel like a thing has been actively, like, I feel it get normalized, a thing that I never got to have for myself. It's just, oh, wow. You being your authentic self, and it's such a lovely mood and vibe in a world of people being fake to get paid. Authenticity and veracity. Oh, that's amazing. Thank you. Because, yeah, like, you know, I want to be authentic, and also I've never gotten approval before. I've always been forced to mask. I've always been forced to play along. I've always been forced to pretend to be more like other people, and to force myself into these boxes that I was never going to succeed in, because they weren't how I was built or what I believed in. Nah. Oh, you didn't actually see the video of me in the cage, did you? Never mind, I now don't know what we're laughing about anymore. So that's where my head went. Yeah, who was I talking to about where, like, it's weird because, maybe this was yesterday, that, like, I'm, like, I'll be sexy and stuff, and I'll own that, but it's not, like, yeah, it's like, because it's not, like, to a male gaze, it's not a performance, it's just that, like, I'm a human, alive woman who is, like, sexually active, and just honest about it. I'm just honest about that aspect of myself. I'm honest, like, and, like, it creates this weird sort of like, and it shouldn't, and like, I don't know that it needs to be weird, but it is weird because of the world that we live in and what is and isn't normalized, that like, to have like, things that are like a tone that is like weirdly wholesome and just authentic and honest and personal and like kind of sexy, but like in a normal person just being like a sexual alive human kind of way, not like porn. More emphatically out at work. Oh, I remember way back when you were first hanging out talking about this stuff. And like this is totally a time where I gave you explicit permission to not do that. Don't do that. That is not like, that's not a crusade that you have to do there, right? Like, honestly, you do more good like coming out to Twitch and being like, hey, Twitch, blah, and like, you're gonna reach more people that it's gonna more meaningfully impact. Like, it's just like, it's not a thing that you need to be a standard bearer for everywhere all the time, and frankly, you wouldn't have to be a standard bearer for it anywhere at all, but you actually end up being it a lot in this context, right? Because, okay, like, here's a really good example. Twitch stuff, coworkers, removing bisexual from my tags when I know they'll be there. Yeah, I mean, like, fine. Do it. Whatever. It's just not... I'll give an example because I was actively thinking about this recently. So, we all know that I am, like, a principled person, and I have a whole bunch of, like, stances that I take very, very seriously, and that I will talk about if challenged or if it comes up, and and I want to explain why I feel so strongly about it, whatever. I think that that's pretty normal staff behavior that everybody is like used to, and sometimes I'll be like, here's some stuff about like harassment, here's some stuff about right and wrong, and like the way that you should treat people, and blah blah blah, and I'll say all that stuff. Here's the thing: yesterday, some son of a bitch was fucking ringing my doorbell all night and trying to force me to take a rose and just like would not leave me alone. Here's the thing: I feel zero fucking responsibility for like explaining to him how misogynistic and creepy and frightening and like wrong that is. I'm not going to explain any of that shit to him. I'm just gonna take up the suggestion of Raven's chat and send Atlas over there to say whatever the fuck he wants. Which Atlas, by the way, he returned to the land of Signal today and found out today and is very like, please send me over there. I want to go over there. I'm like, yes. By all means, go over there. I do not care at all about like having some kind of like, if something on Twitch happened where like someone was treating me in a way that was weird and I wanted to take a stand about it and whatever, and I wanted to explain like why I was taking this stand, blah blah, that would be different. There's a reason why like I would take a stand in a different way there. But in this situation where it's like, I don't need to model anything for anyone, by all means go scare my neighbor into leaving me the fuck alone. I don't give a shit. I don't need to stand for anything here. This is just my life. This is just my life, my safety. This is not principled. This is just regular life. And regular life is just full of not getting all of the options that you deserve to have. I would love to have the option of like, being able to stand up for myself and say like, this treating me this way is wrong and this is why you shouldn't do it. I would love to do that, but you know what? Like, I don't live in a world where I think that I'm necessarily going to get anything out of that. Whereas, I will probably get something out of letting Atlas go and make him stop treating me that way. And it's my life, and that is a thing that I deserve, and I don't have an option that is better for achieving that. So, fuck it. He wants to go. I want to let him. This is not a thing where I owe anybody a stance. But yeah, it's so fulfilling for me to just be out here and just be a complete, honest version of myself. What's the single decision in your life that you're proudest of? Oh, that's a good one. Huh. Oh, I really, really want. I feel like there's an answer. Use the tools you have, especially if the tool is cishet looking white man. Yeah. Um. Yes. All agreed on all counts. And also, I also get this like deviant delight out of the idea that I don't even know if Akla's showing up at this person's door and having words about the way that this neighbor treats me and has treated me a couple of times. Especially, in the capacity of, like, in a way that I would object to in media. I would object to it being done, you know, uh, like, without the consent of the person it's being done on the behalf of or whatever. Like, I would object to a guy just doing this. Like, I would object to him just doing this without actually, like, talking to me about it or whatever. Like, being invited to do it, in fact. Like, I would definitely object if it was in a movie or something. But, like, I get a true, deep, dark, deviant delight at the idea of Atlas showing up at this person who has been making me feel unsafe and scared to go outside and, like, feel my heart rate go up when I'm, like, in the parking lot and I see him or whatever. Like, that person, that I don't know if the thing that would register for him harder would be how, like, absolutely capable of hurting him this person would be, or how outrageously attractive and better than him this guy seems. I just love the idea that this guy being like, I am the guy that this girl is with that you've been harassing, and like, I wonder if you'll feel like scared of physical retribution or just like extremely insecure. I never get to have like just deep dark delight like that. There are so few opportunities where I can't, like, I am such a high road person. I have taken so many high roads. I have had very few opportunities to have a pure petty delight. Proudest of. What an amazing question. It was probably a high road that I really didn't want to take. Um, so amidst so I had this I got married and my husband started abusing me, and it got really bad and a couple of really big bad things happened, and the decision that I am proudest of in my life is that I had a lot of opportunities, a lot of moments where I could have fought back or lashed out, where it could have, or where I really wanted to, and it could have helped just a little bit, and I wouldn't, and no one who like understood the context would actually have held it against me or anything. I was actually in that kind of position, there were a lot of things that there were a lot of bad things that he did to me that I could have easily done back to him. And the decision that I'm proudest of is not just that I didn't do it, but that I high-roaded the shit out of this situation. Every chance that I could, every piece of benefit of doubt that I could find. I had a moment very, very deep into this where for some reason our vows were like found or came up or whatever. I literally found like the pieces of paper that were like that had our vows in them as I was like cleaning or whatever, and I read them, and he broke his immediately as soon. Like there were a whole thing in our vows about what we would do when things got hard, and he didn't even try to do any of them. And I was reading them and I realized I kept every single one. I did everything that I promised, even though those promises were very much based in the idea that, like, this only makes sense in context to make together. Like, it wouldn't make sense for one person doing this and the other person not doing this would be fucked up. Like, both people doing this is the commitment that makes this healthy. And even though his not doing them put me in a position where I would did not I wasn't doing them because I vowed them. I did them for a reason that I couldn't completely understand at the time. But when I read these vows and realized, oh, I did these things and he did not even try, and when he didn't try and when I was doing them, that was a terrible way to treat someone. It was incredibly imbalanced, and no one would have begrudged me stopping. I did not owe him anything at that point. I did not owe him any of it, but I did it anyway, and the reason that I am proud of this is because while that whole experience was horrible, while it sucked, while I wouldn't begrudge anyone anything that they would need to do to get through something like that, what it ended up meaning for me that was much bigger, after the fact that I got through it and got to the other side and managed to build a life for myself, I know this is gonna be like this is like a very what's the word? It's gonna seem a little contextless. It's not necessarily something that's like clear about me. It would at some point, and I'd be happy to talk more about it at some point. It's something that I don't think that I have really brought up much on this channel. I don't think that there's been much context for it. But before I got married, I had this like genuine belief that I was a bad person. Like deep down, like I wasn't like doing bad things or anything, but I had this genuine belief that like if someone pushed me, if someone shoved me, I would shove back. I had this belief that I would really hurt someone, like if they gave me a reason to, or if I got scared, or in self-defense or something. And I could not have been put in a position to find out more clearly that I was wrong. Until I was put in a situation where, like, people wouldn't have even particularly thought of me as a bad person if I had fought back. But I still didn't fight back. And I thought, before I was ever in a situation like that, when I thought about, like, what would I do if I was ever in, like, danger, if I was ever, like, in what... Like, I always thought that I would fight dirty, that I would, like, lie, cheat, and steal, I always thought that deep down, when things got hard, I would find myself to be a bad person. And I don't know exactly why now that I've discovered that, like, oh no, I have fucking definitive proof that I am not that person. I am actually somebody who went way above and beyond in getting through a tough situation. Not a tough situation. I'm underselling this. Getting through a constantly terrifying situation. Getting through a barely survivable situation. Getting through hell. I actively sought every possible way to not have to resort to anything that like that. I didn't know that I would do that. I had no idea that I would do that. And when I came out of it, I think it ended up being this huge piece of personal context that really helped me feel like I deserved better. In a way that, like, apparently I wasn't ready to do before. Like, I think it would have been a much longer, harder process for me to just be ready to just go for all of the things that I wanted. When I finally got away from him, I basically sat, like, in my living room and played Animal Crossing for, I shit you not, 1,500 hours. Like, and then at the end of that, I felt just a little bit better. And then I started to feel a lot better. Yeah, no, I played a ridiculous amount of Animal Crossing. And like that was like my like that was like the trance under which I recovered from this situation. And when that was done, when that, like, hibernation was done, when I came out of it, I was ready to become Saf. And that's when I painted these paintings, and that's when I asked out the only person who I ever found myself kind of, like, actually wanting, and that person was Atlas. Like, as soon as I was ready, after I got out of that situation, after I recovered, after I whatever, I just like, I was ready to actually go after the things. Like, I finally actually was ready to believe that there was nothing wrong with me and that I deserved better. I was just always so ready to believe that for some reason I deserved bad things. And because I made the decisions day in and day out to not fight back, to try and be able to live with myself, to knowing that, like, one way or another the situation was going to end, but I was going to have to live with myself forever. The decision that I'm proudest of is how hard I worked. And I didn't 100% fully succeed all of the time, not at all. But I know that trying was all I could do. And the fact that I never stopped trying to not hurt him back. And to not treat him badly back. To not get any, like, just short-term petty revenges. Like, I protected his reputation. He would do really horrible things, and I would not tell anyone, so that he wouldn't have to fight against... Like, I mean, I didn't want him to be able to accuse me of making it harder for him, but I also just didn't want to make it harder for him when he was trying to change. I really didn't. I didn't want to win. I just wanted him to get better. I wanted him to... I did not want to make it harder for him to get better. And I watched myself give him way more space and support and room than he earned, than he deserved, to have the best and easiest possible situation, like, context, environment in which to try to be better, in which to try to fix things. Like, I did not make it hard for him. I made it as easy, I was as supportive and loving as possible, giving him the chance to get his shit together. And when he didn't, I knew that it was no way my fault. I knew that I did nothing to make it harder for him. I did a lot of things to make it easier for him that he didn't remotely deserve from me. And I'm so proud of those decisions because they gave me something that that just allowed me to be here, to be me. To like, something about just finding out that I am stronger and I'm a more strong and good person than I ever even began to suspect that I had proof. That was the thing that finally made me capable of, like, surviving that was the thing that made me capable of just now every single time the world lies to me about my, you know, my worthiness, about whether or not I'm good enough, about, like, all of the bullshit that I've been fighting my whole life. I'm finally strong and self-actualized enough to just be like, I know that you're wrong, or lying, or whatever. I just know. And you can't have a transformation like that and not just, like, keep suddenly just refusing to take less than you deserve. And that's what I've been doing ever since. And that's how I'm here. I just, not that I feel entitled to Twitch or anything. I just mean that, like, I just, like, it's that I created room in my life to find a thing that I actually loved doing because I didn't, like, settle for, like, you know, another shitty job where I was treated badly and undervalued and gaslit into thinking that there were totally valid reasons why I was being underpaid or treated like crap or whatever. Like, I finally held out. For the first time in my life, I've been in every area of my life holding out for what I really deserve, which is just to be treated well and not lied to, not gaslit, not manipulated, not shamed, not shamed. Like, not shamed is a great big one, right? Like, man, I have learned so much about myself that was hiding behind walls of shame that I didn't even know were there. I love making porn. I love being, like, why was I so thoroughly trained to not accept that about myself? Because I really thought that there was something wrong with that? I refuse to let anyone let me feel that because I know that there isn't. I know that there aren't things that I want out of my life. I know that I don't want things out of my life that hurt people. And when anybody tries to make me feel like anything less than wanting to hurt people makes something that I want for myself bad or wrong, makes me want to shame me in any way, I know that they are wrong. And the reason that I have the strength and knowledge and just security in knowing that is because I went through that horrific situation and I handled it like a fucking superhero when I thought I was a villain. So, yeah. I know you didn't come for feelings, but this is what you get when you truth or dare me and ask me proudest in my life. You hear me talking, man. You hang out here. You know that I am a person who seems to have been through some shit. Like, come on. What did you think I was gonna say? I'm teasing. I know that was a lot even for that, but yeah, if you think that there's things about me that feel really, like, unique and, you know, unlike things that you're used to seeing either in Twitch or in life or whatever, it is honestly because, like, I've had to go through a weird path to be the sort of person that I am and also be out here just fucking telling everyone about it. Like, I mean, Raven, honestly, like, you're the one that I should be thanking because it's not that I feel like this space is a place where I can share that kind of thing. It's that I created this space to be a place where you had to be comfortable with me sharing that kind of thing, and the fact that you hang out here is the meaningful thing that makes this so special and important to me. Because yeah, when I say like I never accepted anything less, like no, you don't have to apologize. I'm just kind of on a roll here. That because there's nothing wrong or offensive about that. I'm just saying that like that was actually really that was actually a perfect way of putting what I was trying to say earlier and kind of not fully capturing, which is that like a good example of me not accepting less than I deserve is like, yeah, I want to do Twitch, but I was never going to want to do it if I couldn't do it on my own terms and succeed. Like, if I had to do Twitch in a way that, you know, like everything else, forced me to act more neurotypically, forced me to be, you know, nice to trolls, forced me to tone down my X or my Y or my Z. If I had to do any of those things to be on Twitch, then I wouldn't be doing it. I would still be looking for the right thing for me. That would be the not good enough that I wanted to stop settling for. The fact that I came here and just started behaving the way that I just do now, and not only did nobody kick me out, people started actually like fucking elevating me and standing me and mentoring me and all like that shit. I had no that's never happened to me before. I feel like I've been looking my whole life, and definitely at least since I got away from that situation, for like the thing that could be a part of a new life and not just a continuation of all that old shit. And not just a continuation of just going from one gaslighting shitty situation to another. I wanted to find something that I finally believed I deserved. And I was not at all sure that I would find it, because the world is not the world isn't fair, right? Like, I don't think that the world is fair, but at least I finally had the courage to at least spend a little while looking for a space where I could be happy for real. And I found one. So yeah, I couldn't be more grateful. I have, all of a sudden, right? Like, in like a year, I have gotten things that are so far beyond everything that I've wanted, because I was taught so hard to not even bother wanting things beyond conventional metrics of happiness. Like, that, even that was like a lot to ask. So I didn't even give myself the chance to look inward and know, like, if you could really have anything, what would you want? And I have so much of that. That's like next level. That's not just everything that I knew that I want. That's everything that I didn't know that I wanted. Because I never was even allowed to dream that hard. And that, yeah, that is what I am proudest of. That I was able to disprove to myself that I deserved any of it, that there was something wrong with me, that it was my fault. Any of it. Not just him. Any of it. Any of the myriad ways that I have been mistreated in my life. Thank you. It's just so, like, no, I mean, I don't wish having that powerful an answer on anybody. I don't. Like, I don't want anybody to have been in a situation. By the way, just to mark how I love that this is the thing that is marking that whole thing is that, like, a shooting stars just started coming down on my Animal Crossing island. I just love that happened as I was winding down that rant. Yeah, no, I wouldn't wish, you know, it's sort of like the, you know, like the whole, like, Sophie's Choice thing. It's like, Yeah, no, I mean, I wouldn't wish uh, any like choices or experiences that are hard enough, you know, for to be able to generate that level of pride on anybody. It's not stuff that's fair or right, and it's not stuff that I wouldn't hold other people to that standard. It like the fact that I did it and I got stuff out of it was stuff for me. I had this sense that like when this was over, if I gave into that stuff, I would probably just fall apart thinking that like I deserved all of it. And I just did it instinctively, and I had no idea how big it was going to be to come out on the other side and be able to like look at and process like how I behaved versus how he behaved, and how far my behavior was from what I had ever guessed, and his, that he had always considered himself, he always thought that he was a good person, and as soon as things got hard for him, he immediately stopped even trying. And I always thought that I was a bad person because I kept being put in situations my whole life where I was in an unfair situation, and I fought back instinctively, and then people were like, look, see, you're a bad person, you fought. So some part of me knew that I needed it for myself. It's not something that I would hold anybody else to. And it's not, something that I would wish on anybody. Like, may all of your proud moments be unrelated to making dark and hard choices. May all of them be just positive. Be you achieving the fruits of like the earned fruits of like efforts that you made, just good things that you tried to achieve, that you fought hard to achieve, that you worked hard to achieve and then did. May all of your proudest moments be those things and not steeped in darkness like mine. Thank you, Raven. I am too. I'm very aware of the fact that in most alternate timelines I died without knowing that I could be as happy as I am now. Which is not even to say that like I would have died before this age. I'm saying that like I just would have like lived continuing in that vein. That's not even abnormal. It's abnormal to have something so profound happen and have enough privilege and safety to be able to say as much fuck it as I did and just start pursuing the things that I wanted, come what may, and fuck what anybody thinks. And don't feel bad about not knowing how to respond or how to express. Believe me, the thing that you want to find words for, I don't need you to find the words for me to know what you're saying and what you want me to know. I know. And I know it because you've been here. I know it because of how you react to me in general as a person. All you did was get a little bit of a backstory for it, right? It's like when you get invested in a character in a narrative, and you know things about them even before you know the details of their backstory, right? You've already been telling me the thing that you're trying to look for words for now, and I've been hearing it. You don't need to find those words. You've already told me everything that you want to tell me. I feel this immense calm and lightness, peace right now. Thank you so much, Raven. I really did have an amazing evening. It was incredible to share all of that. Thank you for giving me the opportunity and for not shrinking away when it became more than you were expecting. That means a lot to me. I have a lot of people shrink away from when they don't realize how much is really there when they like look under the hood or, come knocking at my brain. It means a lot to me to not be shrunk away from when I'm being honest about myself. And not all of it is comfortable all the time. But all of it is me all the time. And I'm not ashamed of any of it, not anymore. It's been a magical night. I couldn't have found myself more completely. I love that there were shooting stars right in that moment. And that I'll always have a VOD when my crappy memory fails me to be able to recreate this experience for myself if I ever need to remember what it felt like to feel that level of clarity and stillness and peace about who I am. And about my choices. Good night, Python. Can't wait to hear how much you've killed it on your tests. I love you too. I love that I knew so completely that today was a day that I was gonna keep streaming. I felt in my bones that I don't know what I'm gonna be doing today, but I know that I just want to keep going. I love learning little by little that I can trust those voices inside my head to guide me. Like I knew somewhere that there was stuff ready to get out if I gave it a chance, waited for its moment. think I'm done. I hope that this canvas will have an opportunity to become a beautiful, sexy painting sometime very soon. Alright. Good start. I just need to find some kind of reference picture for what I want to paint on it. And hope that the glue doesn't distort too much of the effect. But yeah, you know, this is a very trial and error thing. I haven't done this before. But yeah, I've got some glue and stuff to clean up and tidy. And a newly reinstated functional schedule to continue. So let's do the finding a raid thing. And I will see you all, I'm quite sure, tomorrow with new Pokemon Snap update and all of my very old school, like OG, oh my god, Lapras, you're pretty! Delight. Oh my god, Lapras, you're pretty! God damn! Why are you on? I'm looking for someone to raid. Shall we hit core? Unless anybody has another suggestion, I think we can do that. Feels right, actually.